Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1989's Tango Cash. Before we get started, if you want to reach out to me or Corey on Twitter, you can reach out to me at Junior D's. You can reach out to Corey at Idle Poncho. Let's get into the cast of Tango Cash. This film
that kind of had like a little flow to it.
I know, you like that?
Yeah, if you got put another couple bars in there. Let me hear what you got, kid.
This film stars Sylvester Stallone as Ray Tango, Kurt Russell as Gabe Cash, Teri Hatcher as Katherine or Kiki, Jack Palance as Yves Perret, and Brion James as Requin, or British Ponytail. As close to the 90s as this was such a very 80s buddy cop movie.
Oh.
So
I went against protocol. Okay, I don't know if it's the new meds they got me on at the hospital or what it is. But I did a little research.
Oh.
Okay? I know. That's why I lost the rest of my hair. But I do have excuses, believe it or not, for why this was so bad.
Okay.
I can't say it would have been better, but there are reasons, which I will reveal at the end, why this was such a clusterfuck of a movie.
All right. I can't wait to get to the end even more now. So
that's what they call a tease in the business, kids.
Pay attention to Corey. So this film opens as Tango is chasing a tanker truck, and he stops the truck, bang, bang, shoot him up, stands in front of the truck, whatever. And when the cops find only gas in the tank, he shoots the tank and cocaine pours out of the bullet hole. I don't even know how much cocaine is in there, but I'm going to go ahead and venture a guess and say this much cocaine has never been smuggled in that kind of truck before.
No, it's ingenious, by the way. I absolutely love this tactic for cocaine smuggling and highly recommend it.
Anybody want to get high?
You realize what you're in for immediately, right? Because it's Sylvester Stallone in a three-piece suit driving, what was it, a Benz?
Yeah.
Benz convertible, takes out his little gun, 38, doing the whole, like, I gotta check and make sure it's loaded. Bitch, if you don't know your gun's loaded, get the fuck out the game. Fires the couple rounds, and then he puts on his super serious face. Because he's letting the driver of this truck know he's not fucking around with this third shot.
Because the driver can see him.
Exactly.
Very, very clearly.
And not understanding that truck beats 38 and human and little Mercedes-Benz, they hit the brakes, fly out of the windshield, perfectly fine, to where they're able to have a conversation, and then it's just one-liners.
Glad you could drop in. You like jewelry?
That is all Sylvester Stallone talks with. Unless he's talking about, like, bonds and the stock market and money. It is one-liners. That's how you start, middle, and end a fucking conversation with Ray Tango.
Let's face facts. Tango talks in one-liners even when he's talking about the stock market because he obviously knows dick about it because he's like, sugar's up.
Sugar is up. I cannot believe this.
Okay, those are his stock market lines. Like that's it.
They just borrowed like the whole plot from Trading Places. Like oranges.
Let's discuss, by the way, when the cops all get there, right? And they're like, yeah, there's nothing but gas on this thing. Instead of discussing, like, hey, you need to check this portion of the truck. Let's just shoot our guns to prove our point.
Yeah, fuck a drama queen. Jesus Christ.
This whole movie is just, this is how big my dick is. Like, that's this whole movie. Guns, dicks, yeah. Like, that's the whole fucking movie. But
yeah, and if I could borrow a phrase from the gang, nobody actually hung dong.
John Thundergun has hung dong in every chapter of this saga, and I just watched 90 minutes of one, and yet not one hang.
This was the most Thundergun movie I've seen since I've seen the Always Sunny episodes.
Yes.
And dude, where's the dong, dude?
Nobody's hanging dong.
Somebody's got to hang dong. Even the dude with the fucked up jaw should have hung dong.
Yeah, nobody's hanging dong. We're just seeing Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell's ass. That's about it.
Why was there such a fascination with bare dude ass in the 80s? And I'm
I
not
don't
being
know.
like, oh, guys are naked, yuck. I watch Game of Thrones, Chief. I ain't afraid of a naked dude. But at the same time, why was it just butts?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
I'm an 80s action star. Here's that tight ass.
We see the bad guys here drive by said cocaine smuggling tanker.
Yeah.
And they complain about Tango and Cash and Tango always ruining our dastardly plans.
Hi, cartel heads. Uncle Corey here. If you have made it to the tippy top of the organization and you're in the top 3 of this triad of gangsters, you don't have to be anywhere near the scene of any of your crimes.
You never
It
are.
is not necessary. And I'm going to say in real life, I probably don't have to give this PSA to those kinds of folks because they made it to the tippy top of their business by not being at the scene of the fucking crime every single time a crime is committed.
Yes.
This is ludicrous.
Meanwhile, we see Cash at his apartment and he reads the paper with the Tango story and his own bust. And he's shot by an intruder. And after a car chase in a parking garage, along with real-life bumper cars, Cash catches said shooter. And at the police station, Cash forces the shooter to tell him about a deal scheduled to take place that night. And he questions him in, like, the police people's, like, locker room in the toilet area. Is that protocol? Like
he pulls a Corey Haim from Blown Away and just says, "Get the fuck out of the bathroom. This is mine now."
And by the way,
dumb.
Because it cuts between this and Tango with his like police chief, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but did I hear the police chief say Downtown Clown versus Beverly Hills Wop?
What the hell is this? Downtown Clown versus Beverly Hills Wop?
Yeah, do you want to do the don't do that? Or should I just drop a PSA since I'm more... so you're on one side of the coin, I'm on the other. I'll just... Hi, potential racisms. Just because they are white people, don't use that shit to describe other people. It is still a racism. You are committing a racism by doing that. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't be a racism.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is another thing about the 80s. It was like, as long as you weren't saying the N-word, you can say whatever you wanted to.
It was cool.
Destroy any other culture you wish with any phrase you want to. Just don't say this word.
Yeah, there's one word you can't say. Everything else, on the table. So, cut to more bad guys discussing how Tango and Cash are ruining their evil drug deeds. We also learn that the deal that Tango and Cash are gonna bust is really a plan by Perret to frame them for murder.
Well, I've had enough of this.
How about this? You've gotten close enough to them, numerous occasions. How about you just kill them?
Yeah, I much like you did in Blown Away when you started asking questions, I got foggy, or when I started asking questions and you're like, I was foggy brained. I didn't realize anything after I saw this happen. Once I realized that Jack Palance's character keeps rats in a box in his desk.
Who is he, Michael Jackson?
What the fuck is happening here? By the way, that was a great Ben reference. I won't even fuck with you. That was a fantastic Ben reference and cannot be overlooked. But what the fuck is going...
Dude.
Who does that?
For real.
Like, how do you collect them? Why do you keep them in a box in your desk? Do you use them just for metaphors? Or, like, are they your pets? And if they are your pets, why do you keep them in a box in your desk? I have questions galore about the rats alone for Willard that I don't understand anything about this plan that happens.
Yes.
But what I was able to suss out, you are 100% correct. This is the most convoluted way to try and take down rivals that I have ever seen when killing is on the table. And I understand a little bit of what he's saying here because they ask him point blank, why don't we just kill him? And he's like, you can't do that because we'll go to war with the LAPD, blah, 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 blah. Fine, but also you won't because these are literally the only two cops that are not inept.
Yes.
Everyone on the force is either on the take or a fucking idiot in this movie.
You will go to war with them, but you'll win because everybody else is a moron.
Yeah, if they figure out it was you.
Exactly.
They won't. They're going to blame it on like 3 Italian guys down the block.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey, the three wops down there, those are the ones. It's them. It's those guys. So Tango and Cash separately get to this empty building. Tango's following one of Perret's lead goons, British Captain Ponytail. And they each turn the corner and surprise each other and dick measure for a second. And after getting back to work, they find a dead man with audio equipment hidden under his clothing. And a team of FBI agents just randomly busts in and you're under arrest. And Weiler, the agent in charge, finds Cash's gun on the floor and arrests Tango and Cash. When you get the scene of Jack Palance, we're going to frame him or whatever the hell. Cool. Dude, this is a lot. Like, to get this, and we get how they did it later, but like, to get all of these pieces in place to set these guys, again, just fucking poison their Cheerios or whatever the hell in the morning.
The cost of this operation is why you can't afford a cage for your rats.
Mr. Perret, this is most disturbing.
It really feels like, I don't know if you guys know this out there, but the continents on this planet are kind of floating on a bed of magma, right? That's what this movie is. It's just a bunch of scenes floating on this bed of fucking magma. And at any point, it can just fucking crack and separate and go way the fuck off into who knows where.
Yes.
This movie's nuts.
And it does. Because here, there's this crude, like mixed reel-to-reel tape that incriminates them, which was given to Weiler by the ponytail dude. And at their murder trial, the tape is verified by an audio expert. Okay, this is an audio expert. I am no expert, but I do edit this show. And this show, however crudely edited it is so much better than this tape. Like, this is worse than when you get a call from like somebody in prison or a company and it's like, we have a collect call for Tony. Like, it's so bad. And
yeah, this is how I used to take calls with my ex-wife. Yeah, no. What? Tunnel. Huh? Who? Huh? Fuck out of here, audio expert.
They plead no contest to a lesser charge in exchange for an 18-month sentence in a minimum security prison. But lo and behold, on the way to the minimum security prison, they're transported to a maximum security prison with so many of the dudes they have arrested in the past. And this is where we get the nice ass shot of both of them and more small dick jokes in the shower.
Pee-wee. Sure thing, Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, and can we go back real fast to the trial? Because okay. Never mind. See you. So, hi, co-defendants. Uncle Corey here. If you arrived separately at the scene of a crime that you are being charged with along with someone else, and you have your own attorney, don't sit at the fucking trial with them. They did that shit. That's your defense.
Yes.
They did that shit. Here is everything I did in the day to say that I just kind of showed up here. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, this is a really dumb move for what is supposed to be a very smart person.
Yes, and also, both of their lawyers, and in this movie, Tango was like rich. This is like the Will Smith character in Bad Boys, but he's a small, short Italian.
Yeah.
But their lawyers here are worse than Corey Haim's lawyer in Blown Away.
Oh,
Like,
totally.
do you guys not have an alibi? You're cops, for Christ's sake. Like, when was this tape recorded? Oh, they were here, they were there, they were on duty, they were making this bus. They were literally on the front page of the motherfucking paper.
Yeah,
Like,
and also, here's my expert to counter what that expert said.
just,
Like, do
it's
I have
just
to fucking teach you how to fucking script a defense scene?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So once in prison, Tango and Cash, they're taken from their cells and tortured by Perret, his goon, and a gang of prisoners here.
Who show up
Yeah,
to the prison
I was just gonna say,
to give speeches and oversee the torture. I don't know if maybe the prison is where he collected rats, and he was just like, oh, on my collection, I'll visit Tango and Cash.
Exactly. So
I don't get any of this.
I don't get this. I don't get why Perret shows up again. Like, okay, you want to drive by the scene of the crime and moo ha ha, cool, fine, fucking whatever. But you're showing up at the prison? Like, you're paying off prison guards or whoever the hell so you could show up, give a speech. Just send your ponytail British guy and have him do whatever. So they plan on torturing them. But before the torture, there's 50 of these motherfuckers. And these two are willy-nilly running around, kicking individual ass while others just stand around and watch. Let me tell you how this plays out, okay? All 50 of these guys jump on both of them and beat them to death. That's literally what happens here. None of this whatever bullshit, they're hiya, karate, fucking, listen, Sly's like 5'8". Like, let's stop fucking pretending that he beat Ivan Drago and is kicking ass in this prison. He'd be somebody's bitch in this prison. And
what are you, a communist? We don't besmirch Rocky fucking IV on this show.
We besmirch all of them. I do love them. We'll get that out of the way. I love them as ridiculous as they are. But
yeah, you were about to get booted off your own fucking island there, Chief.
As they're being tortured now, Matt Sikowski, the assistant warden, rescues them. He breaks in, they're getting electrocuted, and get all these prisoners out of here. And Perret like slinks into the shadows and just dips out.
Luckily, the steam from the laundry room just decided to kick on, so he was able to fade away like the fucking Batman. Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's like Homer Simpson into the bush. Like,
what I don't understand is how Ponytail is able to sneak away, because he's right in the middle of all of
Oh, yeah. He's in the mix.
He just kind of like puts this weird smile on where he's like, and then fucking like ekes away like he's the goddamn Phantom of the Opera. I didn't get that one either.
He's like, oi, fam. Oi, fam, I'm one of you. I'm a cop too. I'm undercover.
Correctional officer. I'm here to report, sir.
Ever fired your gun up in the air and gone, ah? No, I have not ever fired my gun up in the air and gone, ah.
So Sikowski here recommends that they escape in his little like private meeting with them. And he gives them a plan on how to get out. Here's a plan. Get them the fuck out of there. You're the assistant warden.
Yeah, here's how we're going to do this. I have 5 guards, apparently, that were legit, who stormed the fucking steam room with me.
Walk them out.
We're going to escort you right onto a bus. We're going to drive you the fuck out, unhook your cuffs. Sayonara, bitches. Go do what you got to do. I mean, why are we even discussing this? Why do I have to fucking rappel down a goddamn electrical wire? And before... I mean, I hate to keep stealing stuff from you here, but hi, prison escapees. Uncle Corey here. Don't touch electrical wires, regardless of what the logic is in Tango and Cash of grabbing with one hand, but if you grab them with two, the fuck out of here. You will die. Don't do it.
Yes. You can grab the electrical cord from your lamp into the wall. Cool. You might get a little shock. Little shocky shock. These towers, and can we talk, okay, we're going to talk about this because when Cash tries to escape, right, he finds Sikowski murdered. He's, rolled down the thing. And he's attacked by fucking Sloth from the Goonies and the rest of the prisoners and paid off guards.
Yo, can we appreciate the size of Homeboy's jaw?
Yo.
Like, that dude's legit.
That's fucking respect. Right.
And I have an easier time believing that Rocky beat Ivan Drago than Ray Tango broke that fucking jaw.
You're right again.
If I had a jaw like that, I would be playing crazy prison guy who's trying to kill Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. That's when...
Instead of sick kid number 2, because I got the part.
But Tango rescues him in this little fan room, whatever. And the two of them make their way through this horribly wired prison. And Tango then gets attacked by Sloth here, and they escape, sliding down the things. Can we talk about how poorly wired the fucking prison is?
Yes,
there's just sparks flying fucking everywhere. Like, listen, I get it. Some prisons don't have a lot of funding, but can you give them like $20 a month to pay the electric bill so they don't have to use extension cords to power the fucking prison? What in the hell is going on here?
You don't know anything about electricity, do you?
No. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Whatever.
And I got a fun fact for you on that one because of my research. That is actually the first film shot in Mansfield Reformatory, where Shawshank
in Ohio.
Filmed.
Yep.
So,
Outstanding.
fun little fact there for you guys.
There you go.
And I once went there and tried to visit the old reformatory when it was closed down and you could actually get a tour. But I made a left instead of a right and went to where the actual new prison is, which is very much still a very high security prison. And I had a correctional officer tell me that if I made a move, the sniper would shoot me in the back of the head because I currently had a sniper rifle on me and I was to exit the area immediately. So
nice.
Look, I'm not saying I deserve a Purple Heart, but I've been in battle.
So once they're out of the prison, they're in like the woods or whatever. Tango tells Cash to ask for his sister Katherine at a dance club if he needs to contact him later, and they go their separate ways. Tango then pays Wyler a visit. Wyler admits to Tango that Ponytail was in charge of the setup, yada yada. Cash goes and discovers that the audio expert made the incriminating tape himself, and then whatever. Cool.
And can we just say that Cash, right approach, he's not going after a fucking FBI agent or a cop, whether they're dirty or not. That's irrelevant.
Yes.
Why are you alerting somebody to your presence that could actually do something about it?
Yes.
The audio guy who fucked their testimony all up, what's he gonna do to you?
Besides shit his pants, nothing.
Yeah, that's like showing up at my place, being like, admit to shit, because I got a shotgun. I'm going to go, okay, I admit to whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is, Cash actually gets some evidence to help them.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
But whatever. And Cash then goes to the exotic dancing club where Katherine or Kiki is working as an exotic dancer.
And is this where they travel to Pittsburgh? Because I'm pretty sure this is the same club from fucking Flashdance.
This is the exact same club from Flashdance. And now you got, it's like Flashdance on steroids because you have motorcycles on stage and big, like huge, like industrial fans. She's playing electronic drums like she's Sheila E. or some bullshit. Like what the fuck is going? Every goddamn scene in this movie, I'm like, what in the fuck is going on?
First off, bitch wishes she was motherfucking Sheila E. And, dude, I want to see the motorcycle routine. What was that? Like when he first arrives, all you see is the motorcycle chick taking off back up the ramp.
Yes.
First off, good on you for being able to ride your motorcycle up that tiny ass fucking U-Haul ramp that you had to drive it on, because that was amazing. But second, what was your act? I want to see that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and
you got the motorcycle act.
Why is half of it a strip club and half of it's just like performance art? Again, fuck you, Flashdance. What is this?
Like, I know I didn't grow up in the 80s. Like I grew up, but I was too young to like go to clubs and exotic dancing clubs where they had motorcycles and fucking Miami Sound Machine and whatever the fuck else was in these clubs. But like, I don't remember this ever being a thing. I remember strip clubs always being a thing, or theater where you can go see performance art and fucking interpretive dance and whatever the hell you wanted to see. And both were fine, but both were never combined.
No, this isn't burlesque. It's not strip. It's not talent show.
No,
I don't know what is happening. And the only thing that can possibly distract me, it is the only thing that could possibly distract me from the fact that neither Kurt Russell nor Sylvester Stallone, who are the most wanted fugitives around, cannot bear to change their appearance in any way, shape, or form other than Sly putting on a mechanic's uniform. And he only thinks that's going to work because his captain thinks all Italians look alike.
Exactly. He's like, hey, look, I fix cars now. Hey.
I'm not Ray Tango. I'm Tony Pepperoni. Gabagool, mozzarella.
Hey, Copernicus, why don't you navigate yourself to the back of the line with your feet and stand there with your shirt?
Cash escapes Flashdance Club because the cops show up. Now he dresses in full drag, and by the way, one of the ugliest women I've ever seen.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, when they were doing the pan up, because his legs are about as thick as mine, and I'm like, I think I could pull off drag really well. If I could hide my Adam's apple like he did, I'd look fucking tight.
I think you would. You got a good facial structure.
I could crush some D. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. That cop that was hitting on him in the alleyway or whatever, you could get him for sure.
If you didn't need to be talented in order to get on RuPaul's Drag Race, I would win the fuck out of that thing.
Later that night, Tango and Cash are met at Katherine's house by Tango's commanding officer, who gives them Ponytail's address and tells them that they have 24 hours to find out who he works for. And
now, everybody in LA apparently is extraordinarily convoluted when it comes to just trying to figure out shit.
Yes.
Because why did the cops come to the club where his sister works, but only one fucking dude knows to go to the house that Ray Tango fucking owns?
That his sister lives in, yes.
Yeah, she says she pays him rent.
My house, and I let you dwell here.
I pay you rent!
Here's a hint and a half for your ass, cops. Go to their property.
Yes. Tango and Cash then catch up and find Ponytail, trick him into telling them Perret's name, and they get this high-tech assault vehicle and drive to Perret's compound. Tango and Cash crash through the gate of said compound. They destroy a fleet of other armed trucks and vehicles, including the son of Bigfoot, apparently, because everyone has armed monster trucks in this movie.
They were just shooting Roadhouse next door. And they needed a couple props. Going back to one, I love the dude who's like the arms manufacturer. That little dude, I fucking love him when he shows up in movies because he's always fucking hilarious in those bit parts. Yep. Scrooge, by the way, is his best role.
Yes.
Love him in that. But again, in the saga, the Kiss the Review saga of cops in movies are the dumbest fucking people in the world. This is an LAPD weapons manufacturing plant.
Yes.
Everyone in this building is an employee of the LAPD.
Yes.
Cash, one of the most wanted criminals in LA, as we've established, walks right the fuck in and up to his old buddy. What is happening?
I don't know. Don't get it. But again, like you said, why question it? Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey of this hour and 43-minute movie. Then, during their armed truck assault, they hijack 2 construction vehicles, crash into the main building, kill a bunch of guards there. Now, both of them, armed with Uzis, try to find Perret, who has started a self-destruct timer on the building and has kidnapped Katherine. Did they just take every single little thing from every other movie ever? Like, they're like, just go to the James Bond films. What did they do? Self-destruct? Fucking cool. We got it. Frame the cops? Cool. We got it. You know what? We're going to add some cool new high-tech things like putting their voices on audio tape. But they literally stole everything from every other fucking movie they ever saw and just put it all too much. Too much.
And this is before we get to the Hall of Mirrors or whatever the fuck happens.
The fucking fun house that Perret has and is just randomly.
Builds that?
A guy who owns fucking rats.
You know why that construction site can't get fucking done? Because the goddamn site manager is building fucking Hall of Mirrors and fucking rat mazes all around the fuck.
So Tango and Cash are then confronted by British ponytail guy who is holding Katherine at knife point. He throws her aside to fight Tango and Cash in hand-to-hand combat with the help of another one of their goons.
Who we've never seen before.
No, this is just another Tony Pepperoni. They just threw him in.
I'm a goon that's going to fight one of the main characters. Oh,
guess
okay.
What's going to happen?
Establishing how tough you are, goon.
Cash blows up Ponytail by putting the grenade in his pants, and so, yay, blew up his dick. Tango beats up nameless goon guy, and they finally get to Perret, who is holding a gun to Katherine's head in the fucking funhouse mirror room, and they kill him, leave with Katherine just before the building explodes. And listen, everything leading up to this was like epic. The epic, monster truck fighting and the guards and Ponytail. Yeah. They get to Big Boss and it's just bang bang, he's dead. All right, let's get this bitch and get out of here. Like what?
Yeah. Like how did you notice? Oh, I noticed it this way. How did you notice? Well, I noticed it this other way. We're a great team because opposites attract. Get the fuck out of here.
But afterward, in the brush, in the bushes, wherever the hell they jump to, they take some more jabs at each other and talk about Cash dating Katherine and we're playful now, so high five! And then the film ends with another newspaper headline and another picture of them high-fiving to celebrate their heroes again, and we get 2 high fives in a movie, and Tango and Cash are back on the force, and credits.
Yay! So this is the excuse. This is the excuse I will give for this movie. What I have found.
I would love to hear it.
The filming of this movie, from start to finish, was more of a train wreck than what we actually got to see. Okay. Apparently, one of the main producers on the film just was way the fuck out there, and he had a basic concept of buddy cops, and they get framed, and one cop falls in love with the other cop's sister. That was his I'm an idea man part of the thing. And then he actually paid people to fucking write it.
Yeah. Overall, that storyline, it's not bad. It's what happens after that.
And then they got to writing and rewrites, and then Sly got on board, and he was rewriting / directing the movie whilst they were filming. Like, it was just, Jack Palance went on record as saying this is the worst experience he's ever had on a film. And 100% laid the blame at Stallone's feet. And just said it was Stallone's ego getting involved that just fuck this film. So from start to finish, they took a good concept, completely fumbled it, and had way too much money invested to actually give up on it. So they just had to do it. Does that mean, okay, we give it a pass? No. Just because a crazy person fucking kills people doesn't mean what they did was okay.
Yes.
You still murdered something. They murdered this film.
They really did.
And, it never had a chance. That said, for everything I learned about the making of it, what they put out wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't that bad, especially when you look at like the overall, especially Sylvester Stallone 1980s action vehicles.
Yeah.
This is kind of on par.
I mean, it really is, but here's the thing with this one. All his other like action vehicles,
yes,
there isn't a ton of dialogue.
No.
It's all action, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and a couple of one-liners, and big explosions, and there you go. And you know what? Those are great for what they are. But in this movie, you need dialogue.
Yes,
and
because the plans are so convoluted that you just have to waste time explaining what you're doing because it's so ridiculous. And then you have to re-explain it 3 fucking scenes later to explain why it went tits up. It was just a mess.
I would have loved to have seen, I've like been a fly on the wall when they give Jack Palance the box of rats and he's like, what do you mean? My character plays with rats? I'm fucking Jack Palance. Do you not know who the fuck I am? You just gave me a box of fucking rats. I would have loved to see him losing his shit on the set. Like, and then I slink away into steam? What are we doing here, people? And Stallone's like, no, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You slink off into the steam and then you play with rats. Yeah.
You know what'd be really scary? Do it with the English accent. You fucking wanker. Jack Palance is like, get the fuck out of here. He wasn't supposed to slink away into the steam. He heard that Cockney accent for the first time and was just like, fuck this movie.
He was slinking away to the craft services fucking table. He was like, I gotta get the fuck. I need some sustenance right now because I'm gonna pass out if I watch any more of this bullshit.
Hey Jack, nobody called cut. I just fucking called cut.
I called cut. Oh my god. Well, I guess with that said, I don't think this movie holds up after 22 years or so, or 32 years.
No, we've come to expect a little bit more out of our action movies, like plot.
Yes.
Or at least logic.
At least a little bit. Like, I'm not even asking for much in an action, like, buddy cop movie. I'm just asking for some semblance of some sort of plot and logic that just follows a fucking line. I don't think that's too much to ask. So, do you have anything else?
No, I really don't. Upcoming though, I got good news. We got a lot of good shit upcoming. We got The Wizard with Fred Savage. We've been talking about that for weeks. Can't fucking wait. Then we have Collateral, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Thanks, Steph, for confirming that one. And our girl Lisa actually jumped into the fray. She said she had waited 2.5 months. Let me tell you something. I didn't realize we had dedicated viewers like that counted the time.
Yes.
Like, I requested this shit 2.5 months ago, you motherfuckers, and you haven't done it. So she ponied up, called our bluff, and we got 3 O'Clock High coming up.
Dig it.
So excited for that one, too. That's such a good movie.
I'm excited for all 3, especially 3 O'Clock High.
Yes.
Like, that was a big one when I was young. So
you're probably going to get to hear during 3 O'Clock High. You're probably going to get to hear stories about how I fared against bully fights.
Yeah, me too. That's didn't fare well. Spoiler alert. But if that's all you got, that's all I got. For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1989's Tango and Cash.